Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be doing decimal to hexadecimal conversion. In the previous videos, we started with number systems, then we performed decimal to octal and decimal to binary conversion. So in this video also, the process would almost remain the same for converting a decimal number to a hexadecimal number. So in case you have missed the previous videos, I would suggest you watch them first so that you have a better understanding of this concept, okay, because they are all interrelated, okay. So how to perform or how to convert a decimal number into a hexadecimal number. So what you will do, given the decimal number, you will repeatedly perform division by 16. And why we are performing division by 16? Because for hexadecimal number, the base or radix is 16. And why it is 16? Because there are 16 unique digits or characters in hexadecimal, which are 0 to 9, the 10 unique digits, and A to F, okay. So these are 16 unique alphanumeric characters that are present in hexadecimal, okay. So that is why the given decimal number would be divided by 16 and the remainders would be stored. Now you would perform this repeated division as long as you do not get the quotient as 0, and when you get the quotient as 0, you will collect all the remainders in the reverse order of when they were obtained, and that would be your final answer, okay. So these are the steps that have been specified in your book also. I will be doing 2 examples here. Hope you get a clear understanding of this concept, okay. So the first question is that we are given a hexadecimal, we are given a decimal number 65. This base 10 denotes that this number is in decimal, okay. So we have to convert it into a hexadecimal number, that is base 16. So what we'll do, we'll take this number, we'll divide it by 16. Now 16 into 4 is 64. So this is the quotient and this is the remainder. You get 1 as the remainder. You keep the remainders and keep storing them. Now you again divide 4 by 16. Since 4 is not divisible by 16 completely, so you get 0 as the quotient and 4 as the remainder. So these are all the remainders. We'll stop here because we have got the quotient as 0, okay. Now we'll collect these remainders in the reverse order. So what would be your answer? 4, 1 in hexadecimal. So it is very important to write this subscript base, because 4 and 1 can be present in decimal also. In decimal form it would be a 41, the number would be 41. 4 and 1 are valid digits that can be present in octal also. So it is very important to specify the radix or the base in which now the number is obtained, okay. The second question is the decimal number 122. So again we'll follow the same process. We'll divide 122 by 16, you get 7. Now when you divide 122 by 16, you get the remainder as 10. So in case of hexadecimal, there is a little trick that if you get the remainders from 10 to 15, you will never get a remainder greater than 15 because you are dividing by 16, okay. So if you get the remainder 0 to 9, you can directly write 0 to 9 digits here. But if you get a remainder of 10 to 15, then you'll have to write them in terms of the digits A to F, because the decimal number 10 is equivalent to hexadecimal A, and the decimal number 15 is equivalent of the capital letter F in hexadecimal, okay, and so on in between. So you will have to be very careful of this particular point in hexadecimal conversion. So now we have the quotient as 7. Since the quotient is still non-zero, so we'll again divide it by 16. Dividing 7 by 16 will give you a quotient as 0, because 7 is smaller than 16 and the remainder will be 7. So what is the final answer? You will write these values in the reverse order. So 7A, and you will specify the radix or the base, and that is your answer. So I think this is all about converting a decimal number to hexadecimal conversions. We have studied converting decimal to binary and octal in the previous videos also. If you have not seen those videos, you'll get a better understanding of this concept by viewing those. So it's a suggestion that you view them also. In upcoming videos, we'll be studying how to convert binary, octal or hexadecimal numbers into decimal. Okay, so we'll performing the reverse operation now. So stay tuned to our series. Till then, mind your exam.